Alrighty, well, let's get it going. A little Sunday morning roller talk. People listening to this will be Monday morning, but welcome back to the RDN Roller Show. We are happy to announce we got a new co-host here.
Yeah,
Some of you guys might know him as the little man Dom, but we got Dom Merrigan now in the house as our new co-host.
he's
Ant
back.
Merrigan, Dom Merrigan, welcome to the pod. Look at that smile, dude. He's ready to grow. Let's go, Dom.
He's an official roller guy already. He's got his Bauer stick on the ground. He's got a Flyers bear. He's ready to bring on a guest series on his third episode, I think. I think I had
Yeah,
him.
I think Dom's rolling. He's on his third episode in a row.
Yeah.
He's consistent.
So
He's ready to go, and he earned that third spot right now. So,
he got
um,
his first haircut yesterday, and during the haircut, we had the Villeneuve and Rattel game on. So
let's talk about that game since it's fresh.
yeah, yeah,
Two kind of since our last pod, two pro championships, or I guess two pro league championships have ended. The two of the three major ones. You have the Spain and the French league, the France league. So first, let's just talk a little bit about the Spain league. Molina ended up beating CPLV, which was 2-0 in their best of game three series. Molina went undefeated all four cups. They won their league. They won the what is it? The Kings Cup, the Copa del Rey, Super Copa, European League, their championship.
they literally are just running through Europe, and
Running through Europe.
And I think it's raised the question, like what would they do over here on the tournaments? Like I saw tons of comments like these guys need to come over. One of these tournaments need to get them over. So I would be very interested to see like how they compare to like, one of these, teams that are playing in the pro roller circuit.
Yeah, I mean you have France came over last year, right? And you know you s- they held their own. I would say more towards the end of Palma Pro. That's when they got their groove, right? The first couple games a little rough. First time on American soil playing. These teams are fast. Most of these teams have already played Narch and Tours, so they're buzzing already, right? So I think it's just from that testament, a lot of people are saying, nah, they'd get trashed, they'd get beat. Like, they've got chemistry. If Kevin Mooney stays with them, our boys Charles Baldwin stays with them too, they have a shot. The biggest thing is that rink size. That rink size plays such a factor on a lot of teams. It widens up, it gets bigger, and it becomes a lot harder to defend. So that's
Yeah.
the one thing. But I think it'd be sick to happen.
Yeah, and give them like, all right, let's just say in a perfect scenario, they play all three, right? By tournament three, State Wars, they would probably be way more adjusted than just like throwing into a round robin. Like even last year, if you think about it, let's say France had to do the Palma Pro play-in,
Yeah.
and to say they came out of that, they would have been, I think, very well adjusted. And
All
they
right, we're
probably,
about to give. I think we're about to give Tim another idea real quick.
yeah,
So if this happens in the near future, it came from here. So just let you know, Tim. So
Tim,
I think would be really cool to do is like the Little League World Series. If you had
okay,
an international bracket,
that would be sick.
and then you obviously have your North American bracket and what they do, right?
Yep.
Imagine if you did have the international bracket. You had Molina, you had Rattel, Vicenza, the Italian league team that won it all. You throw
And
those
all,
three in the
yeah,
mix. You threw
yeah.
Team France in the mix. Maybe Taiwan in the mix, man. Whoever makes it out on top, they play the. I don't know how you would do it, but I think it would be
I
cool like
mean,
that concept.
I think you hit the nail on the head, like with just maybe even the top three that come over, and maybe they have to play in the play-in
Yeah.
because you're traveling all the way from Europe. If you're playing in the play-in, even if you don't make it into Palma Pro, you still have a full Palma Pro play-in playoff to do. So it's
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
like it's not worth playing, right? Like you get plenty of hockey out of it. And I think that would be sick if like the winner, and now again, they're going to lose players just because of some guys are playing on pro teams here, right? That's going to happen. But obviously they should have some sort of, they could pick up players from another club or something like that. But it would be sick if the majority of those rosters did come over and played in, in State Wars or who whatever tournament it
Yeah.
is.
Absolutely. Well, we got our guy in the waiting room real quick. We're gonna
Oh,
get. Yeah, we're gonna get a little.
Liney?
Huh?
Another Liney coming in.
Another line. We got Crafty here. Tyler Kraft joining the pod here after a big Wish Cup win. And not only did they win the Pro Division, they won the All Star Game too. Pretty stacked team. So we'll bring him on the pod here now and get her going. Look at
Uh-oh.
Dom's ready to wear the hat.
iPhone, and he hates hats. He just pulls it off my head. iPhone 88,
All
Kraft.
right. I guarantee Kraft doesn't have video ready.
Yeah, he's there
There
he is.
he is.
All right.
Let's go.
That
Let's
was
What's
probably
go.
up?
the fastest you've ever logged on to one of these without having issues.
I
So
know. I've been practicing. What's up, fellas?
Dude.
what's up,
Doing
dude?
good.
Looking
How we
ready.
doing?
Good,
Jacket.
good, good. What's up? How's the
No, he,
baby?
he's chill. Dude, he's on the pod. It's his third epi.
Let's go.
We'll see if he freaks out at any moment, but
He
we're
usually
live.
has his hockey stick with him in the, just messing around hitting ants, so it's pretty sick.
Yeah, he's got his little bower twig here.
I just got one last weekend.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Getting big.
Yeah, he's getting there. Year old, first haircut, so that was interesting. But yeah, we got Tyler Kraft, as you can see on the pod, recent Wish Cup winner on the Pro
What's up?
Division and the All-Star game. So Tyler, tell us real quick overall, like what was your experience at the Wish Cup? You've been there the past few years, but how did this one compare to years prior?
This one was awesome. We this time we kind of built a nice little bomb squad. So it was cool to get to play with a little bit of a road runner, black ice mix, car shield. Just nice little group we had.
But it's a heavy New York team too, like as much as people are like kind of saying that's a heavy New York like team
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah,
East Coast.
honestly, it. I mean, besides Redmond and Kavaya, I think every player played in Piha, and it was kind of a mix of like the Sting and Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but it was a great mix. Like even off the rink, everything was awesome. Everybody hung out, did their thing. Everyone went downtown except for me because I was like doing the game and stuff, and I had the baby. It was hard to party too hard, but it was awesome. It was a great time. The weather was perfect. We had one minor issue and it lasted like 10-15 minute delay, but besides that, it was great. So, the first time I went, we had weather issues, so I was just praying that that didn't happen again. But
Yeah.
it was really awesome event, and Colby did a great job with everything.
I was gonna Colby like just suit you guys out like head to toe and like pretty much everything, which is like super sick to see too, especially with all the different people that are there. I mean, Bobby Ryan's on your team too, for the All-Star game. So yeah, it's pretty sick to see.
Oh, it was such a nice setup. For the All Star game that day, like we went there about an hour early, and like just going in there, you got fresh gear, like a bag filled, gloves, elbow pads, shirt,
Elbow
undershirt.
pads too?
I got brand new CCM elbow pads, dude. I'm pumped.
Wow.
Damn.
But
Oh,
dude, it was just such a sick. The whole night was just awesome. Like again, the weather was great. Wasn't too hot. I met a lot of new people, which was cool. Obviously Bobby Ryan playing with him was awesome. Like when I saw the rosters, I was like pumped to get to play with him, and he was just such a good dude. Loved roller, and he said like he misses it and like loves it and all that. It's pretty sweet to see, and he was just down to earth, good dude. So
did you try convincing him to hop on black ice for the
yeah,
summer?
I let him know. I'm like, hey, if you ever decide you want to
You already know.
play, we got a spot for you.
There's yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty interesting too to just the mix of players that Colby gets. You got your pro inline players, then you got your an ex NHL players, and then a lot of the influencers,
Yep.
which is huge for like just growing the game and inline in general. There's a couple guys here in Texas that played because of Nasher. They watched his YouTube video, they played NHL, and they just started playing, and I was like, that's crazy. And they were asking about the Wish Cup, and I'm like. It's just crazy how like big the game grows just from those little things.
100%. And I think that the cool thing that Colby does is he gets that all that social media out there, so like people look forward to going to watch. Like when Nasher they announced his name for the All-Star game, you would have thought it was Wayne Gretzky coming on the rink. I mean, there was kids in his jersey in the stands banging on the fences. Like it was nuts.
Yeah, he does a good job with his like branding of
Great.
him and the Columbus Heat stuff, which I think helps out too because like first off, like pink and blue just like stands out amongst all these other colors. So like all these kids want to wear these like, bright colors and stuff. So it seems like, he's got a really big following and you could hear it on the stream too. Like when he came out over most. It was like probably the loudest one. Him,
Oh,
I
by
think
far.
Swaggy P had a pretty decent like ovation there. So obviously, I'm sure like last year Philippe Forsberg was probably crazy like when he came out, but yeah, it's a different. It's cool because like this year he did like more of like a mini tournament, right? So it wasn't just like a one game thing.
And yeah, so that was what I thought was the best part about it because I played 2 years ago and it was like 20-minute periods, one game. Nobody really was trying. It was just like, I don't know. It didn't feel like the same way this one did. It felt like to me, like obviously you have people doing like the fancy stuff, but if you know me, I do not do that. I don't even know how to do a Michigan, so like I don't do that stuff. But I thought for the most part everyone was trying to win, which was cool. Like Bobby Ryan said, I drove all the way here, man. I'm trying to win this. So it was like we were actually trying to win the tournament.
Yeah, that's
But
what
it
I
was it
was.
was it was fun.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like going into the All Star game, it is an All Star game, but like, at the end of the day, you guys do get competitive. I mean, I know you, Kraft. You want to win in anything you do. So
Yeah.
like, did you kind of have like, like we'll see what everyone's kind of what their level is, and then we'll go, or you're just like,
No, I actually
we're
said
winning.
to Schwartz, said, listen, man, some of these guys are going to be doing triple backflip Michigans. I'm back checking and I'm trying to win
I'm
this thing.
sniping and I'm back checking, and yeah, that's
It
awesome.
it was funny because I kind of looked at Eton when we played against him and you could just tell he's like, dude, really? You're trying? I'm like, dude, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna stay here all day and not try to win at least. But like you could tell some people were definitely trying and others were just like having fun and whatever, but it was a good mix.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna say I can't see like Seamer not trying
No,
either.
he try like he no matter what, he tries. Like he's just good, but he actually can do all the fancy stuff too. So
Yeah,
he kind of like gets the double whammy. So he can try, but he can also do like a backhand Michigan going 1,000 miles per hour.
yeah.
yeah.
He had a couple nasty goals in like the round robin play too, like that
Yeah.
were I was like Jesus Christmas. But I mean, like it's cool because like you said, there is competitive, especially when we get to that championship game. Like if you've played like the round robins or whatever, and then you make the championship, like why wouldn't you try at the end of
Right,
the day?
right.
Like, you have to want to win there. So
I'm pretty sure the other team that we played in the final, like they shortened the bench in I think they didn't play like two or three players because they were trying to win too. Like no, I think they did it. There was a guy I met. His name's Jesse. He was an awesome guy. Pretty sure he said, "Yeah, I sat myself the whole game. I didn't want to lose. It was fun." So like people were trying to win. You know.
That's pretty awesome. So like when you are playing with in the All-Star game, you're playing with like, Nasher and these other influencers and stuff. Do they, I'm sure they follow along in the roller season too, but they ask you questions about like black ice or like these any other things, or is it just they're just pretty much just out there having fun?
I want to say Swaggy P and Nasher have a little bit of a background about that, but besides them, zero idea.
Okay,
Like
that's
I felt so out of place going out there because like everyone knew all these people and like no one knew who I was, obviously. So like
you're like, dude,
I
I've
was just
won Team USA medals. I've won
they
summer
had
like
no idea. Like Swaggy P definitely knows. He's played pro and he follows it. Like he's a super nice guy and he always asks how's his family, how's the team, blah blah blah. He's just good dude. Nasher, I met him. I'm pretty sure since he's so big into inline now, I'm pretty sure he knows all about it and like he does the social media stuff. But besides that, I don't think any of those guys know anything about roller hockey.
yeah.
Like black ice is like a not a thing. It's never heard of it.
It's just, I mean, it's just crazy, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Swaggy P signed up for a free agent list because he's always messaging me like, "Hey, guy needs a spot, let me know." I was like, I got you, man."
He's
Uh,
nasty too. Like he's his hands, he's fast, he can score.
it,
He's
it
good.
it is like it is crazy how in like such small tight spaces he will just do the craziest stuff, and you're like, did that really just go in top bar? Like, how did that? Like, yeah,
I
no,
mean, he
Yeah.
played at Vermont, like he played D1 ice hockey, so like he's definitely good. I think his biggest thing is like when he played his first roller tournament with Palma, he just like he didn't know what he was walking into. He showed up with outdoor wheels for God's sakes, right? Like
Right.
he didn't know there was even tile going to be on the floor. And he walked into that Narch when it was a winter national, and he walked in and he was like, "What the hell is going on here?" And then he realized, like, "Hey, this is legit hockey. Like, there's these guys can play." And I
Yeah, for
thought it
sure.
was gonna be like a men's gold level, maybe like a men's silver level, where he's just gonna be doing like dangle videos, and then he realized, like, "Oh shit, you got to block shots, you got to back check. Like, this is different." So
Right.
he's he's definitely gotten used to it. Dom agrees, but obviously, so
So, all right, well, let's transition kind of into a little of the pro division too. I want a little talk about that. I know you guys obviously started off strong, but how was what was that experience like too? Just, I guess second official pro tournament of the roller season for Cash. What was that experience for you guys as well too? You guys took a pretty heavy stacked team.
Yeah, so we I think a lot of the teams that were there were competitive. Our team was obviously like pretty much deep from top to bottom. Other teams I felt like had very top heavy, like, but they just weren't deep. Does that make sense? Like they were
Yeah.
deep, but like
They have like
for
one line. They have their one line or one or
like
two
right,
guys
the
they're gonna
pro
put there.
lines, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it was fun. I mean, we went into it just, we wanted to have fun. It's nice to play with a group like that. Just everybody was on the same page, so just everything was easy. The lines flowed, like it was just I don't even really we weren't even really thinking about anything, just having fun and playing the game. But we played that top shelf team and they were really they were deep too. They lost Mayhew.
That's what I
Um
was gonna ask. There was like I felt
I'm
like
not
there was
sure I'm not sure what happened, but like he wasn't there. And I remember playing in the first game, like, wait a second, they're missing Mayhew. Like, where the heck was he? But
we'll have to
yeah, their best, one of their best guys, like best D man for sure. He's or one of them. Their team was pretty stacked. Schwartz, Hodge, Mayhew, John. Like, their team was a good team. Um, but yeah, so we just like I think we were really knowing going into it that we're most likely going to see them in the final. That champion Wheelers team gave us a nice game in that semifinal, and they only had 6 guys or something in the
yeah, they
final.
lost a bunch of
Yeah, I was
guys.
gonna ask them like people were just dropping off from teams in Nashville.
Yeah, we
That's
lost
not the
PJ because
best
of
one.
work for the final.
I was
That's what
gonna
I was gonna
say,
ask too. So
Yeah,
he had to leave early then?
yeah. He had a flight, and it just the time wasn't working out, so he had to leave early because he had to work Monday morning.
Fuck. Damn.
But again, that tournament's more for like fun, good cause. Get your wheels going for the other events. But it was just cool to play with a like that group was fun.
Yeah. No, I feel like that tournament's perfect and the group you get to play with too. It's, Joey D, Max, some of the guys that you're not typically playing with. So it's nice just to get the wheels rolling right before the big tournaments come up and then you feel good.
For sure.
yeah,
Um
it's almost like that and Colorado Cup are now becoming like almost, I don't want to say qualifiers because they are their own nationals, right? In a way, but like they are
Mhm.
good warm-ups to like get ready for the big three.
100. It's nice to play like this year. I got to play Pi again, but besides that, you're not really playing like pro level, leading up to it. So it's nice to get a nice warm up for Wish Cup for sure. Colorado Cup looked awesome. I actually really wish I got to go, but I've been to Colorado 18 times this year,
yeah, I
so I
feel
haven't
like
skipped
you
that one.
I was gonna say, dude, you're killing.
you like lived here half the year or you
I
lived in
know it was
Colorado half the
crazy.
year.
It was nuts.
But yeah, I guess we actually haven't even talked about the Pi Ha finals. That was actually an insane finals. Like I
I
feel like
know.
I mean, probably a sore subject, but how was that for you boys? I mean, it's your first year and obviously Pi Ha with the guys and everything from that team. But having to play basically your old team.
Yeah.
So what was that like kind of the emotions going into that?
So it's funny, like everybody knows PJ's a psychopath. So like
Yeah,
our
no
our our
shit.
game plan was just, play them tough, get in PJ's head, and it's after day one, we went to breakfast with KJ and all the guys, like me, my
So you
wife
guys
Kyla,
still
the
you
baby.
guys hung out.
So like we did a breakfast. I don't get to see these guys
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
KJ married me and my wife, and PJ was in my wedding, and Jason was in my wedding. So like when I see them, I want to hang out with them, Like obviously we were battling night one, but the next morning, PJ wouldn't even look at me at breakfast. He was so pissed about the night before. I'm like asking him a question about work. He's just looking at me with his crazy eyes, like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, "How's work, psycho?" Like nothing crazy about the game. I'm asking how life is.
Oh, I wonder if he was maybe giving it back a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I could see him like maybe just playing some mental warfare with that. Like, oh, I'm gonna get in Kraft's head and make him think I'm really fucking pissed.
He might have been, but he was actually getting like, in the game. He was like
Oh, we saw.
slashing me,
Oh
cross
yeah.
checking me. He's like whatever, but it was the battle was good for sure. Our team played awesome. Obviously losing Chavo was a big like loss as far as power play scoring stuff like that. So going into it, we were definitely worried about that. And a couple 1 week before we left, I was playing men's league and I pulled my groin. And
Fuck.
I didn't want to tell anybody it because they would just like expose me. PJ, as soon as I told him, I felt like he was gonna try and kill me. Um, but like so it was hard to like skate. So if you watch it, I was kind of like playing more like of a control game, which I always do, but I wasn't even really able to like battle as much as I would like to.
Play more
Um,
quarterback style.
Yeah.
yeah, and like I was playing like more of like a third defenseman because we know we're going against Max, Billy, PJ, KJ, like their team. They got some weapons, so.
Yeah,
But it
it
was just
looked
a
like
good. It was a good battle. It
it looked
really
like you guys
was.
just kind of ran out of gas at the end too.
Yeah.
It looked like because you were kind of running your line pretty heavy, like five or six guys pretty heavy, and like you said, without Chavo, that's another body that you could put out there
Right.
consistently. And now that you say, you were kind of laboring something a little bit, it makes sense. But
Yeah.
it was a good final, nevertheless. Like, and it was interesting just because, like Rob said earlier, like you're playing your old team, right? Like, how many times you beat our team like in Pi Hop with the stick,
Yeah.
So like it was interesting that it was like it kind of reminded me of like Marion Hossa when he got traded from Detroit to Pittsburgh and then played him the following year. So it was like pretty cool to see that.
It was fun. We game five we had them too. Like we were winning the game and we just gave up a late power play goal and it was just after that game six they blew us out of the water and like I think we were dead and even game seven we just couldn't score on the power play. That was the main thing. Like I remember we just could not score on the power play, which is huge in those games. We need to score, and they scored on pretty much every power play. But it
It
was fun.
I mean, black ice, Sting, whatever power play you put on there is just deadly. It's just there's so many different angles you can go about it. It's nuts. But they've played in like 8, 10 games like pro finals in a row. They have that
Right.
game, like those that experience. So like it's just crazy. They get into those like game 6 and game 7, and it's just all mental from there too. It's
Dude, Billy was hitting 1T slap shots from like the goal line. I'm like, dude, what in the actual is going on here, dude? He was just sniping from like
No,
no angle.
two things about them real quick. I thought KJ looked way better from the year prior. Like he looked like he kind of because I know he
Yeah,
was laboring some things. It looked like he was like kind of back to himself a little bit as far as his skating goes. And it was interesting. Like normally you have Keith Johnson in net, or they have Keith Johnson in net, but they had a different goalie combo now too. With I forget the young kid's name, but like
Pesco and
yeah, that's it.
Brandy's the last name. They call him Stavi.
Yeah.
So
Stavi.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
Stavi.
I know the kid who played goalie for him all year because we played them a couple times. He actually did pretty well.
yeah.
So in that game, he made a couple big saves. I remember one on Derek specifically in that game five. He made a big save on Derek, and it kind of flipped the script a little bit. But I mean, it was
Eric
great.
was getting feisty too.
Derek's, I mean,
Derek played awesome.
He played
he's
really
like
good.
that. He's nuts.
Derek is such a character. He's like, all right. After he played awesome, he threw me his hockey bag, and then he's like, I'm done. He's literally retired and not playing anymore, and just gave me his hockey stuff to take home from him. He's just like,
He Christ, dude.
He literally told us he was going to play Winter Wars like 2 weekends after that. And then he's like, yeah, I gave Kraft my stuff. I don't have my equipment, so I can't play. I'm like, well, you could have told me that 2 weeks ago, not today.
yeah,
I was like, come on,
he's
dude.
he's done. So it sucks, but he's hilarious because he played so good. He battled, he skated. Like I'm like, he still has it for not playing at all. But
Yeah,
He
he'll be
doesn't have
hitting you up probably for that bag soon.
yeah, yeah, hopefully.
Kraft's
unless
like, I actually got rid of that, but
yeah.
Yeah, I left it in Colorado. I wasn't bringing that home. I was so pissed we lost. I was like, "Fuck you, Derek." Oh, sorry for.
you're all good.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's the Guardian pod.
All
Yeah,
right.
no, I mean, just to wrap up that Pie Haw series, that was just a great season by you boys. First time in the league too. Just you've played in it, but having a team in it, and Pie Haw's it's such a long season. It's so annoying because it is so long, and it's hard to get people to commit that long too. So when you get to those final games, it just means that much. You're like, dude, we've spent the last 5 months going every weekend or every other weekend playing these games. Let's make something out of it. So yeah,
For
it's
sure.
It's a
especially
battle.
your team. You guys
Yeah.
travel across the country the entire, like you came to Philly for an event, and then you
Yeah.
were in Colorado pretty much for every event. You were basically a Colorado team at that point,
Yeah,
right?
Colorado
Right.
resident.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, and I just wish that they would make it more consistent, not to get like too far in the weeds with this, like more consistent, because like our season was done in like December, like it, and then you guys are, and then I'm talking to Rob. Rob's like, "Yeah, we got like 10 games left." I'm like, "Well, we're done our season already. Like, what is
Yeah.
going on here?" So it just needs to be a little more consistent, but I think they're from what I know, they're adding in like Canadian teams next year. It sounds like there's going to be a Buffalo team, so it looks like it's going to grow a little bit too, which might make it better for scheduling purposes. So,
We're trying to do like a Florida division as far as like minor and semi-pro, and then hopefully we can get at least one weekend for a couple pro teams to come to us, which would be
I
nice.
think people would want to do that. Like Florida
Yeah.
time sounds great. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
for sure.
that's the way to do it.
That would be awesome. So that's what we're hoping for. But yeah, we had a lot of fun this season. It was cool. Again, playing with a different group and taking on a different role with the group is cool. So a lot of fun.
Just in the GM mode all day.
All day, dude. That's all I do.
Okay, so I want to move on to the. Okay, I know that's our next tournament coming up here, June 25th through what, July 6th. I'm sure you've seen the team list for the Pro Series.
Yep, I just saw it. I actually hold on one second.
Oh, you got
Sorry.
a shaved head? Is that what I'm seeing?
No, no. Can you see it?
I was
Oh,
like,
I was like,
I was like,
I thought he had a shaved head too.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
yeah, what?
yeah,
I was like, it looks pretty
Here's-
good. I'm not gonna lie. Good shoot.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold on, I'm trying to get my do not disturb on because
Yeah, it's
all
trials
right,
and tribulations of the live pod here.
I'll probably get a couple more calls. But yeah. So the team list, I actually sent it in the group chat, which I looked at it and I said it's a lot different than the past because if you look, there's really no given like wins really. Maybe there's a couple games where you should win, but there's pretty stacked division.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and then Palma's back in it too.
Yep.
Palma's back in it. And then yeah, I mean, you're right. Even like the Mach 1 chemistry team, that's like that younger Roadrunners team. They're getting there every year
Yeah.
too. They're getting there, and even I mean, the Black Ice 2.0 team. That team is very sneaky, dangerous as well too. But yeah, there's all hard games.
Yeah, so like those young teams, like if you think about it, they're usually the top teams in D1 juniors. So like I think that's they're supposed to be one of the weaker teams, but they're not at the same time because they can beat you if you don't show up to play. They
Yeah,
play the right way. They have guys that can score, hit shots. Those teams are fun. Black Ice 2.0, man, they are annoying to play against. They all play good roller. The one thing that they don't have is like they don't really have too many like veteran players, so they do sometimes they're a little bit weaker on the puck, but they battle. Like they're definitely a good team.
Yeah, they've been winning a lot of like the smaller tournaments and stuff. Like they just won SummerSlam, and I heard that was actually a pretty epic game
Yeah.
where and they played like Ernie.
Yeah,
Oh,
they can they if you don't take them serious and you don't show up to play, they could easily beat you. Like
yeah,
they have guys that hit, like I said, hit shots. I know they have Jacob Schnapp, who, if you guys know him,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
he's he's
yeah,
one. He's probably like one of the five people you don't want to play against.
yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
He,
he's psycho.
Yeah,
he's
he,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like
he's
he
he
doesn't
fought a
care.
goalie at Wish Cup.
Yeah, dude, he will. Yeah, he'll freaking he'll call me 3 times, 4 times during the week just to be like my friend, and then if we play him, he'll still try to kill me. He doesn't give a shit,
he's like a thick boy. Like
and
he,
he's got skill too. He
yeah,
snipes.
he's got a hard ass shot. He's a big
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, last year at the play-in, that Palma Pro play-in, he was like one of the biggest reasons. Him and Marvin played unreal for them.
yep,
But yeah, man, I think that was the first time I saw him. He's hard on the puck, has a great shot, and good luck getting the puck away from him too, because he's just a big body.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, those teams are fun, but again, like I said, the division's stacked, so it's gonna be a nice round robin because you're gonna have to play some teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dude, my man Jacob Schnapp had 227 penalty minutes
Christ.
a couple years ago in the Fed. So that's hard. That's
Yeah.
hard to do. 227 penalty minutes in the Fed.
Oh
So
yeah.
he's a little bit loony, but I like it.
So when you fire off this text message to the boys in the Black Ice chat, like, give us a little insight. Like, what is the Black Ice chat like? Like, I mean, we all kind of like know the boys, but is there someone that's always either like, giving it, chirping boys, or, I feel like KJ's probably like one of the guys just like to get the boys going.
Yeah, I mean, you know who's the best with that right now, at least, like these days, who's all about it, loves it, is Scooter.
Dude, he is that I from watching Pi, that dude went levels ahead. I don't know why. He's just so good now. Like,
Well, he's great. He's always been great, but he's like when he came into roller, like he didn't play for so long. Like he didn't know how to really skate like he does in ice, but he played in the American League. Like he's great. He's big, he's tough. That guy's awesome to play with. Thank God I play with him and not against
Is,
him.
is he going to be full time with you now then? Like,
Yeah,
is
so he's full time. He's playing. Well, we're not doing Narch. Our team's not doing Narch this year. So we're gonna do tours and stay wars, and he's in for both.
nice.
But like he's always answering. To be honest with you, if you're watching this and you're on black ice, figure it the fuck out. But the chat has been dead. Like
yeah.
sometimes I'll text and I'm talking to myself.
No, I
Well,
feel you, man. Like, I'll message my boys sometimes, and then I'm like, "What's going on?" Crickets. A day later,
we
my boy Ruben just replies to my message. I'm like,
God.
"Whatever."
We
But
all run teams, and it sucks being the guy who also runs the chat because like sometimes you just feel like I literally put together for Narch, we're taking a bunch of boys from NERC out. I put together a spreadsheet with multiple tabs, links to different flight options, car options, house options, and
Jesus
like I got
Christ.
like one double tap on the thing, and I was like, "Fuck!" I was throwing our logo on every page, like Narch
dude,
logos all over the place.
yeah,
Like,
you're great at that stuff. Like I try to like do some stuff, and I even told everybody this. Like I sent a text out like a couple months ago, like, "Hey guys, I got like like shit going on. Like I can't be doing like I have in the past, which I still do. Maybe someone can pick some stuff up, and you
nobody.
know, no, I don't even think anybody answered the chat. I don't think anybody even said a word. So, but Scooter's pretty active in the chat. He's pretty much the only one that's active.
Yeah,
But
no, it is nice when you do have someone else there, always saying something. Like, I feel the same way when I moved to Texas. I was telling the boys, I was like, "Hey, I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but I'm not like I can't run your team in Texas."
yeah.
Got some thumbs up, and then I texted some of the boys on the side. I'm like, "Hey, like I'm
What's going on?
serious. Like you guys are gonna have to take control of this team. I'm not." So
Like they show up to the tour, but there's like nothing. There's no pucks, no jerseys. You're like, "Oh fuck, we missed out."
why do you think they had rink rat jerseys at Colorado Cup? I mean,
Oh shit, I didn't realize that.
they couldn't even. So, is what it is. But so with Black Ice, going on the tours, going on to Palma, any roster releases, any new guys on your team that you want to talk about, or
We have some new guys. I'm not gonna say anything yet because we're still working on some others. But like we
understand?
have we have some pickups for tours, some pickups for state wars. So it's kind of just gonna be like the state wars roster is pretty much set, but we have some additions that are pretty exciting. So kind of wait till that time.
You got your
Uh,
core though. It's the Black Ice core, adding it, sprinkling in some of the other guys.
we're missing some key pieces for everything this summer, but
Ah,
But we know you've been working the phone since
yeah.
probably January to make it work. But I mean, you guys, I mean, one of the key pieces, right? Because we talked to Vince Free already, is Novak, and he played State Wars with you guys last year and played fucking nasty, to be honest with you.
okay, that's someone I haven't brought up yet, but one of my favorite people in the sport is Novak. Like he is the
Completely
man.
changed. Yeah, he's
Always has a good attitude, works his ass off. It's just super fun to be around. Great teammate. Like I'm so happy that we used him for Palma last year because now kind of opened it up to chaos now for us. And obviously he's with the Freeze, but if there's any tournament that they're not at, we're for sure gonna be scooping him.
I had a, pretty long conversation with him at Narch Winter Nationals, like, and he was just talking about his like just what he's been through and his change and how much it's meant to like get back into roller and how it's like kept him like busy. It's kept him positive and like it was pretty awesome to hear
It
for
really is. Like if you guys have a chance, I don't know if he's like willing to do it, but you guys should definitely do a pod with him because he's
oh yeah,
freaking
I
Hell
think
yeah.
his
yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, he's just like the whole story is great because he's literally back to being absolutely
And,
nasty.
and
I
you know
mean, look at the move he did at Wish Cup. I mean, I feel bad that most of the people got their ankles broken and jocks left there, but it was just, my God.
It was just
It,
so silky smooth, like
but
it's
that's
crazy.
Novak. Like, that's what Novak was. I mean, I'm sure you remember it, but do you remember State Wars? There's like
Yep,
2000, you know
I
what I'm saying?
remember exactly what you're talking about. The
Same
overtime
exact
one.
move. Yep, same
Yeah,
exact move. And it was
yeah.
like, I think he was 18 or 19. You're like, what
It's
the?
disgusting, dude.
He's
Just
nasty.
disgusting. Yeah.
But it is nice to see, can you like, did you reach out to him for last year through Black Ice? How did he even get on Black Ice?
Yeah, so he was at tours and I reached out to him pretty much right away and just asked him if he was interested
You
and he's
saw
like,
him playing like AAA, you're just recruiting when you're
yeah.
bored, you're like, that's Novak.
Yep, and I went right. I probably waited outside his locker room before anybody else could ask him because I was like, dude, he's back. I'm definitely getting him before anybody can. But yeah, he was down to play. He was awesome, and he helped us get to the final. Obviously, we fell short, but he was a big reason we got there.
Yeah, no, I mean, having him on that Pie Hot team too, it's just he's such a dangerous piece, and like you said, positivity all around.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely a great teammate, and I always joke around because if you notice all his goals, he doesn't shoot. He just dangles into the net.
Yeah,
Like
he
he's
does.
actually every goal is never like a snipe. It's just that he's gonna make the goalie like go the other side, and just put it in the
He
empty
dangled
net.
that defenseman to the other rink.
Yeah.
Whoever that was literally on the other rink. Like, what game am I in? But
Hey, hold on 1 second.
all right, Rob, you're muted too. Your mic went out. Oh boy. No, no mic. I'm just solo, just filibuster here. So while we're waiting for Kraft and Rob to get his mic back,
We're good, bro. We're good.
there you go. There you go. I was gonna go through just the teams in tours real quick, but we got you back, so we're good. We'll
Yeah,
wait
yeah,
for.
yeah. Go through the list real quick.
All right, so we have Car Shield, we have Unified Conics Black Ice, we have the Conics Rage Cats, we have Lebeda Freeze, the Tour Roadrunners, as Rob mentioned earlier,
You
Pamela,
missed Hockey Plus.
huh?
Hockey Plus PA.
Hockey Plus PA.
They're on my Pro Series one.
Oh, I don't have them on mine, so we got a snafu here. But I
Okay.
have one chemistry, Carshall Blast, Unified Conics Black Ice 2.0, TCS Envious Wings, and then Epic Ringster Lebeda Blood and Feathers, and then Hockey Plus. Yeah, I guess we have two different versions here. So
Yeah, tours, get it together. At the bottom, tours, like yesterday, they had like people's emails and stuff, so it was really weird. They're like
yeah,
the team managers. But yeah, no, it's a different look to tours this year, a lot more competitive now having Palma back in there. One thing that I did want to say with I'm sure the TCS Envious Wings is your boys, right?
yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
watching.
And then Conix Rage Cats. The Rage Cats are nasty. I would love to see them at Narch too. I know they played all three, I think, last year. But that's a team that's just right there.
Yeah,
Cal Kafuk on that team too. Kid just rips it. That's a great team to watch out. And then you got Lebeda Freeze. So Lebeda Freeze, their first official first pro series run, they won the Colorado Cup. But now it's exciting to see what they're gonna do.
yeah, I mean, I was gonna actually mention when I was going through the team list about the Rage Cats because like we played them in Palma last year. They beat up on us pretty good at Palma, and then I think that it was a weird Palma last year because you had Black Ice, Car Shield, and Palma on the other bracket. So
Okay, sorry guys, my bad.
you're good. No
You're
matter
good,
who
bro.
came out of that one bracket was gonna have a tough quarterfinal game, right? Like
Yeah.
there's
I mean,
nothing about it. But
and the
so then
way Palma's set up too is you're just gonna play. No matter what, you're playing a playoff team every single game.
yeah, exactly. So tours, like Kraft was saying earlier, the tours looks like, I mean, even though there's some teams you think you might have a game against, but like even remember last year, Blood and Feathers took Carshall to a shootout, right? Like,
Yeah.
Were they
like
in it?
who?
Blood and
Blood,
Feathers?
Yeah.
yeah, it says they are, yeah. But
Oh, I
me and
didn't
Rob
see.
have different lists here, so we
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
got this. The list I checked this morning, it's Car Shield, Unified Black Conics Black Ice. You guys, I gotta say something. You guys have the longest name.
Yeah, well, dude, we're going like
I know, I
it,
know, I
it
know.
used to be Mission Black Ice, then we picked up Unify, and then Conex got on
Champion.
board. Yeah, Champion was on board. Yeah, so like
Yeah.
we're all over the place.
I did love the Mission Black Ice was the cleanest. I loved it, but I love unifying Connex. I do.
Yeah.
With that being said, do you guys have New Jerseys this year? Because you guys seem to have New Jerseys every year.
Yeah, I told everybody I wasn't gonna do anything because no one appreciates it, but we did get New Jerseys.
Any? Any hint on like the color scheme? Are you going back to the black and purple? You
We're
do
actually we're doing not black ice. Like it's not anything in the past. It's just a completely different. KJ actually came up with the
concept.
design.
All
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
so
So,
obviously Unifi's making them, of course, and like everything. But KJ came up with like a theme, I guess.
okay. Is it so does it have black ice on it, like the name
Yeah,
black
yeah, it'll have like the name Black Ice, but like the theme of the jerseys from like
is nothing like
not
it's
not it's a '90s theme jersey. I'll
So
say
like a
that.
90s roller team themed jersey, like an RH.
No,
No.
not roller.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how like they're gonna come out. I'm hoping they're nasty, but
Well, you only
KJ
got 2 weeks. So
worst case, KJ's. I'm gonna blame KJ for it.
there you go.
yeah, so then Labeta Freeze
Here,
hockey.
I can wait. Can I send them to you and you just don't tell anybody and see
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
think?
send them.
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. We'll
yeah.
keep
I'm just gonna go finish the team list here. We got Hockey Plus from PA, not sure who that is. Two Roadrunners, Palma Beta Golden Knights, Mach 1 Chemistry, Carshield Blast. Carshield Blast is a mean team. Those guys
I
are
don't like playing them
no,
either.
they
They're
are a
fucking
mean team.
crazy.
Unify Conics Black Ice 2.0, and then TCS Envious Wings and Epic Ringster Blood and Feathers with the longest name in the league.
Longer than ours.
It is. And
on.
yeah, I was gonna say something, but yeah.
Yeah, they got. I mean, there's a
I
lot.
just sent it. I just sent it to you, boys.
All right, let's see. Okay, I see what they are. I get the idea of it.
Those are actually gross.
Yeah, they're sick. I
I'm
like.
hoping they come out nice and
I think those might be
Those are
I think,
nasty.
yeah.
Yeah, those are
I like
sick.
the
Do
pants.
you know what it's copying off of?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the theme of, I'm not gonna say, but
yeah. We're not gonna say it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
but yeah, the 90s, a 90s theme. Very, I mean, yeah, sick. I like it.
it's a '90s theme of something, and it's got a little black ice touch to
So
it.
the
But
one thing that I will say that I really do like what you guys added, and the one thing that I do really appreciate about Black Ice is you guys are very, you can just say family oriented. You guys are very tight knit, close, and I love that rose you guys have always had on there, and I believe that's for KJ's grandma.
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah,
and when you guys added it on there, like it's just you guys have always been there for each other. I thought that was the coolest thing. We kind of took a little for the Demon Dogs. One of our players' father passed away, so we took his initials and put it on the back of our initial on our jerseys. So kind of took a little thing from you guys because I love that rose on all your jerseys. It's really cool.
Yeah, that was like a no-brainer for us. KJ is like the heart and soul of the Black Ice.
Yeah.
So whenever whenever that happened, that was like an easy thing to do for him.
I
So
love it though. It adds I love the look to it though. It's really cool. It adds a nice
for,
touch to it.
for sure, for sure.
But no, those jerseys, those are sick. I actually like the Unify on the back. I like that little nameplate too. It's actually pretty sick.
I like the new logo too because it's like it's different from like you said. It's not anything like you guys have done before. So
Right. KJ just completely drew it out, and then we had one of our friends that like designed it, and then Campbell just hooked us up. So hopefully they'd pop off, like I'm hoping.
All right. Well, Crafty, I know we've had you here for a while, kind of gone over pretty much a little everything. Before we let you go, just wanted to kind of do a little rapid fire questions with you real
Sounds
quick.
good.
All
Yep.
right. So, four questions. Favorite rink that you've played at?
The Colorado rink for sure.
The Colorado Springs one?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it's just like unbelievable. I wish they had two rinks there and you would just have to throw a national tournament there every year.
Every year.
It's perfect. All right, next one. Sorry. All right. Hardest guy to defend.
There's so many good ones.
Like one guy that you hate playing against.
Right now, probably John.
John.
that's a good.
Because you never know what he's gonna do. Like I joked about it with him the other day because we were playing in the All Star game, and like sometimes he'll throw a reverse hit at you.
Oh yeah.
So like I was really hoping you weren't gonna just throw a reverse hit because sometimes he does it in the All Star game because I was not ready for it. But he's definitely tough to play against.
What is the best chirp you've heard recently?
Oh, chirps! I don't, I'm not good at that. I don't
Well,
know.
no, like something that you've heard, maybe like maybe I know PJ say some just funniest
He's
shit.
always chirping. He's
Dude, he
always
is, and it's some stuff doesn't make sense. Some stuff is just funny as shit. Most of it's I'm gonna fucking kill you. But yeah, it's he's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I don't even know.
I was gonna say, so I got a pretty decent one for this. I know it's not the question towards me, but you know Corey Kozik, right, Kraft?
Yeah.
Our area. There's a bigger dude in our league, and he was like going back and forth at him. And then he told the kid, he said, "Your chassis are begging for mercy." And I thought that was pretty damn good. Like, it's like a bigger kid. He's like, "Your chassis are and this kid Corey Rob, he is the quietest kid on human earth, like on planet Earth. Like he does not say anything. And he said that, and we all just like looked at, we're like, "Holy
It's
shit!"
not that dude that took his like shirt off mid game and tried to fight his teammate at your rink.
No, that's
No,
my
that was dude. That's Blumenthal. Corey
that's like my
Blumenthal.
day. That was like my old best friend.
Yeah,
Kraft, you gotta give him a call, man.
there's no one.
Dude, that's
The
sad
whole
story with that
thing.
kid. But anyway, yeah, I'm not really sure about the chirp one. To me, ask a different question.
I got you. I got you. All right, last question. What's been like one of the coolest roller events you've either like been to, participated in, like the World Games, Wish Cup? What's been the coolest experience for you so far?
I have two favorites. So one was my first time playing USA in Spain. It was the rink was
Was
beautiful, and
that
then
Barcelona?
yeah, it's Barcelona. It was awesome.
That was
As
your
soon as
first
you,
time USA?
yep,
Yeah, that was like the first year that really Tim jumped in and
That's
started
right. That is
recruiting a little
right.
more instead of just like guys who were applying, you know?
That is right.
yeah, and the rink was right outside the beach, and I just remember there was just so much stuff to do and walk around, skate around, go to the beach. Like it was just that was like one of my favorite trips. Um, and then the other one was Birmingham. I know it sounds crazy, but the way it was all handled and everything was really awesome. And it was obviously cool that it was in the States for the Worlds. But there was like an awards or like a opening
Opening
ceremony.
ceremony.
It was like Olympics. It
That
was
was
pretty sweet.
sick.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
was
it is. That's what it
yeah.
is. It's the Olympics for non-Olympic sports, right? So it's
Yeah, I'm bummed I'm not going this year, but it's like
China.
that was a really fun one.
Yeah, China's a tough spot to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
I did it. It
I
was rough, man. That plane ride was crazy. I had a kid wake up and had allergic reaction. I woke up from my sleep and he was like laying on my legs, and it was like 14 hours of this kid. Like it was bad, dude. It was like the worst experience of my life, to be
That's
honest.
brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm happy I'm not going on the long flight, but I'm definitely gonna have some FOMO watching the boys. But I'm no, they're gonna pull through. But just sucks not being able to go.
yeah, it's just it's just so far away as well too from
Right.
just to get there and just a lot of just different things you have to do just to get there. Um the Birmingham one, that was Travis Snow and Sigmund overtime goal, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that yeah, I think that was they did a really good job too that year covering inline hockey as well because you could watch it every game. They had replays. A
We
lot on
went to
the
the bar. We went to the bar after, and they were playing like the highlights on the TV, like on the act. It was pretty sweet on
yeah,
like
it
the
was on like
local.
national TV or the
Yeah,
like local TV, not
local
national.
TV. Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
it's
on the
pretty
local
cool.
news and stuff, which was cool.
pretty
Travis
unreal.
was like, "Yeah, that's me." Like it's pretty sweet. It was pretty
I was
sick,
like,
though.
what?
That was a fun trip. I mean, they're all so fun, but
I mean, that's like since Tim has kind of put his footprint in there, and I know he's not going to this year, but now you got Rob Chernima coaching the team. So same thing, right? Like you have two of the top coaches in the pro scene coaching these teams now. It has changed, right? Where the roster changeover has been. And
for
Tim
then
sure.
Tim is not a coach in the pro scene anymore.
oh well, yeah, technically he's not. You're right about that.
Snipers folded.
Yeah,
But
it's not.
I think even though Tim's not going, I'm sure he's still doing some
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
behind the scenes
Yeah,
work
he's
for
still
Oh
sure.
yeah.
involved with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's. I think this year he's very focused on that the World Inline Challenge. So
Yeah.
that's probably why because the kids at those birth years get screwed over because juniors isn't every year. So there's
Right.
you get screwed over. So the fact that he has that playing at State Wars, I think that's where his focus has been. And now you got Rob Chernima, who's a hell of a coach as well. He's got, a little, and you could tell by the roster a little more Palma influence on that roster too. So, but like you said, it's still going to be a hell of a roster. The defense is still stacked. I think Max just basically moves back at this point. So there's been some roster change there as well.
Right. Yeah, they'll have a very strong team for sure.
All right, Craft, you well. We appreciate you taking some time out of your day on this Sunday to, sit down with us, talk some roller, just some stuff going on, Wish Cup, and catch up on the Pie High as well too. So appreciate you again for joining us, man.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's always fun. Anytime.
Absolutely, dude. Well, we'll see you here. Hopefully at one of the tournaments, maybe State Wars.
All right, sounds good.
All right, later, brother.
All right, later, bro.